Hello everyone, and welcome to Melancholy Mentor, where classic literature meets the vibrant world of radio plays. I'm Fran, and I'm joined by Evan from Mystery Mythos. Together, we're your guides on this creative journey. During each episode, we'll dive into stories featured on the Melancholy Mentor channel, allowing fresh ideas to flourish, inspiring you to dream big and unlock your creative potential. Get comfy, open your mind, and embrace curiosity. Let's get started. Hello, I'm Fran.
And I'm Evan, aka Mystery Mythos.
Mystery Mythos. So Evan and I are YouTubers. So we've got a channel called Melancholy Mentor and a channel called Mystery Mythos. And each week we're going to highlight an episode that we've got on the Melancholy Mentor channel. So this week it's the Midwich Cuckoos, which is a story by John Wyndham. Okay, so I've got some information about John Wyndham here. John Wyndham was an English science fiction writer. She called, are you ready for this? See how my pronunciation goes. John Wyndham Parks Lucas Benon Harris. I'm not sure whether that's Benon or Benon Harris. He also used other combinations of his name when writing, such as John, here it comes again, Benon, and Lucas Parks. So John Wyndham was born in 1903 in Warwickshire in England, and he passed away aged 65 in 1969, and that was in Petersfield, which is in Hampshire.
Ah,
I know. So my favourite, I've just got to say it, my favourite John Wyndham story is actually Day of the Triffids.
that's so good, that story.
I know. I remember when I first saw the movie adaptation, absolutely blown away with it. And didn't realise at the time it was a story by John Wyndham. More than likely just I was quite young actually when I saw the movie. Big fan ever since.
Yeah, yeah,
The whole
so
Triffids
good.
vibe is another rabbit hole to go down, which we're not going to do in this episode. So a little bit more about John Wyndham. He was during the Second World War, he served as a censor in the Ministry of Information. I don't quite know what censor or censor. I don't quite know what that actually means. So if anybody has information on that or they want to share other things with us, then, by all means, let us know,
That's nice.
because I'd love to know more about that. He then joined the British Army. So that's kind of more or less all the information that I've got on John Wyndham at the moment. So going back to the Midwich Cuckoos. So Midwich Cuckoos is a 1957 sci-fi novel, and it tells the story of an English village. And spoiler alert here, it involves parasitic aliens.
Yeah,
I'm going to say too much about the story itself because we'd love you to actually listen to the radio play. I just want to say as well that cuckoos, so cuckoo birds, are famed for removing other birds' eggs when laying their own.
yeah,
They will come along and chuck eggs out of the nest and lay their own in there. Cuckoo. So cuckoo's quite often a word that's used for things that's kind of similar to that. Not saying that we're throwing eggs out of birds' nests, but it's like a cuckoo, like something in the place where it's wasn't originally intended,
yeah, yeah.
which will allude to the name, the Midwich Cuckoos. Okay. So Midwich, the actual town or village of Midwich is thought to be inspired by a village in Sussex.
Ah, cool.
And I read this, so I hope this is true. His muse was H.G. Wells, who was also located nearby. Now, I haven't looked up where H.G. Wells comes from, but apparently at some point in his life, he lived near this place in Sussex.
Cool.
Um, so Midhurst is actually the market town, so the little village or the market town that it's thought to have been based on.
Mm,
Um, and Midhurst, the name apparently it means middle wooded hill or place amongst wooded hills,
right.
which actually sounds like a tongue twister.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
It does. Sounds like a tongue twister. Um, so you've got some information about the radio play that's on the Melancholy Mental channel, haven't you, Evan?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it was adapted by William Ingram in 1982, and it got broadcast on the BBC World Service. Um, William Ingram also played the vicar in it as well, so he kind of
Oh, that's
adapted
interesting.
it, which is
Yeah,
cool, isn't it? And
yeah,
then
very
had
interesting.
I don't know how big that part would have been, but you know, he played the vicar anyway. Um, it included there's some music in there as well, and apparently the music came from somebody called Roger Limb, who was part of the BBC Radiophonic Workshop,
Mm.
and he did all the music. And then I found another. This is a little fun fact. Um, John Wyndham started to work on a sequel. It was going to be called Midwich, Maine. He started writing it. Apparently, he wrote 2 chapters and then he abandoned it. And there's not a reason. It doesn't give a
Wow.
reason why, but he actually abandoned the writing of it. So
I'm like, put my jaw back in. I'm yeah, I didn't know that. That's really
yeah,
interesting. I wonder
yeah.
where that is.
Don't know. It'd be
Got
interesting
it.
though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I wonder who owns his body of works. Maybe it's with that.
Could be.
Yeah, fascinating.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can get something that's been started
Mm.
by an an author, a creator who then passes away and somebody else takes the works up.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
wonder if this has just been lost to time or if
Could
nobody
be.
knows where it is. So that's fascinating.
Mm. Yeah.
I've got some stuff on the movie adaptations.
Hmm.
Okay, so you've got Village of the Damned,
Yeah.
which was in 1960. So that's an adaptation of Midwich Cuckoos. You then have got Children of the Damned, which was 1964. So these are all movie adaptations. And then Village, did I say Village of the Damned?
Village
There's a
of the
village,
Damned.
there's a village, yes, there's Village of the Damned in 1960. There's a Village of the Damned in 1995 as well. And there was also a 2022 TV series, and I actually watched this one called
Mm.
The Midwich Cuckoos, and it had one season to it.
Yeah, I like that. I watched that. It's brilliant.
It was very, very good, wasn't it? So that was
Very
also
well
an
done.
adaptation of
Mm.
The Midwich Cuckoos. And no doubt there are others as well. That's just what I found from poking around. So the
Yeah.
TV series, Midwich Cuckoos, which was filmed in 2022, was filmed in Amersham, which is, again, I don't know whether it's a village or a town. What denotes the two, village or town, in Buckinghamshire. And there was a little bit of it filmed probably just in one of the streets in St Albans in Hertfordshire.
Cool.
So it's like, I like that as well. It's like you've got a setting for it, but it's actually made up of different places. I've watched things before and looked up where they were filmed because I'm always like
Yeah.
curious about, but then what happens or where was it filmed? How tall was the actor? And it's quite often that the front of a building was filmed separately to the interior, which which was like a whole different
Yeah.
house or a whole different building. So
Somewhere
that's
else. Yeah.
fascinating. Yeah. Right, so thank you for that. That is and the Midwich Cuckoos on the Melancholy Mental channel. So the radio play adaptation of it is actually in 3 parts, isn't it?
Yeah. 3 parts.
They've got it in 3 parts. So it's like, so I presume that's the full story.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
full
That's
story.
that's it.
And it's in 3 parts.
Hmm.
So like literally part one, part two, part three. You can find them on the channel. We'll link back and around anything that we can, once we put this out,
Yeah.
to help you find it and to help you also to watch other episodes or listen to us um chatting some stuff that we found out about it. And I'm really looking forward to digging into Day of the Truth.
Yeah. That's going to be a fun one.
I know,
Mm.
I know. I was just so like, just my favourite sci-fi story, I think, actually, which is
Yeah,
a big thing to declare, isn't it? You know, you
yeah,
can actually have a favourite story, let alone a favourite sci-fi story. But for me, it's definitely Day of the Triffids.
yeah.
Although Midwich Cuckoos is very good.
I really like Midwich Cookies.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
it's
it's
very
very,
good.
very clever.
Mm. Thank you for joining us and listening to our chat about the Midwich Cuckoos, which is available to listen to on the Melancholy Mentor YouTube channel in 3 parts.
Yes.
And we will speak to you again soon. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.